This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. Once again, very good morning and thanks for being joining. Uh, Yesterday we discussed about storage part, how uh, the SQL Server storage engine is working, especially how data is storing in SQL Server in the form of pages, what is extent, page architecture, how many types of extents are available, how many types of pages are available. That is what yesterday we been discussed about whole session. Today, a couple of very important concepts we are discussing. Uh, that's sorry. Let's start what we are discussing today. Where it is text. Come on. Okay. Yeah. Let me clean page. Dirty page. Checkpoint. Lazy writer and wall along with asset properties. Okay. So these six concepts we are discussing and very important concepts when we go to the internals actually. How exactly SQL Server is performing again internal. Okay, when you are performing inserts or updates or deletes or when you are performing select statement. Now, okay, anyone first let me start with the clean page. Okay, let me start with the clean page. Last time we discussed about select statement, right? When we are discussing architecture. So when you are performing select statement, you know about relational engine, right? First, it will come to the relational engine. It will go to the command parser. It will check the syntax error. It will prepare the query tree. It will go to the optimizer. It will prepare the execution plan. And the plan will be stored in the plan cache in the storage engine. Whatever plan optimizer is generated, right? That plan will store in the plan cache, which is in the buffer itself again. Now, once the plan is prepared, it will go to the executor. Your executor will send a request to the access method. Your access method sends a request to the buffer manager. Nothing but RAM, sir, again. Okay, this is entire buffer manager is nothing but RAM. So it will verify any pages are available in the data cache. Sorry, if the pages are available, it will get the data from the data cache to the user. In case if there is nothing, it will connect to the database. It will go to the mdf or ndf and it will get the data. It will place one copy in the data cache and same data it will send to the user. That is what we discussed, right? When you perform select statement. Yes.
Yes, yes, Subbu.
Any questions on that part, or everyone clear? So
No, sir.
that is select statement, sir. When you are reading the data, okay, when you are reading the data, the flow will be like this. First, it will go to the command parser, next optimizer. Whatever the plan optimizer is prepared, that will store in the plan cache. Okay, no worries. We will try to read the plan cache in the advanced level because those plans are very important. Okay, when you are troubleshooting, what plan SQL Server optimizer generated for this select statement? What are the operators? We'll see lot many things about the plan. I told you, right? Optimizer is the one of the key component in entire performance tuning. So no worries, we'll discuss later in depth. Later in depth. As of now, just okay, optimizer will prepare the plan. Whatever the plan prepared, that will store in the plan cache. Again, sir, this is cache. Cache is nothing but buffer. Okay, plan cache, log cache, data cache. All that will it will be available in the cache. Okay, when you reboot the server, when you restart the SQL, everything will be again regenerated. Means everything gone because those are caches, right? Now, for example, you are not performing select statements, sir. You are performing create or insert or update. You are performing create, insert or update or delete. What non-select statement means you are not select is nothing but reading, sir. Select is nothing but reading. Means for example, you wanted to get the bank statement, you wanted to get the credit card statement, you wanted to track your order from Amazon or Flipkart or anywhere. Okay, you are seeing. Select is nothing but seeing. Okay, so now I am not performing select statement, I am performing some modifications like inserts. You are inserting the data. Update, you are updating your data. Delete, you are deleting your data. Okay, create, so you are performing non-select statement. You are performing non-select statement. Now how it will perform? Now how it will perform, that is what very very important. Again same concept, sir. When you are performing insert or update or delete, okay, it will go to the command parser. It will check the syntax error. It will bind the, it will prepare the query tree. It will go to the optimizer. Your optimizer prepares the execution plan, okay, for this insert or update or delete whatever you are performing, and it will go to the executor. Your executor will send request to the access method. Now your access method will treat this as a non-select statement. Access method contains multiple APIs, right? Application programming interface. Your access method can understand that you are performing non-select statement. Now it will act in a different, sir. Now for example, you are performing insert operation. Now what it will go, first it will come to the buffer manager. In the buffer manager there is a buffer pool. In the buffer pool there is a data cache. First it will go to the data cache. So to insert the data, to update the data, to delete the data, to create something, you need pages in the data cache, right? So I told you, right, whatever you performing changes, all changes will make perform at the buffer pool level, not at MDF file. You are not performing any changes directly on MDF file or NDF file, sir. Everything, whatever you making changes, that will perform in the buffer itself. Okay, you are inserting or updating or deleting something you are doing. So first, what it will do? It will go to the data cache. It will verify anything is available in the data cache. Data cache. Currently, nothing. Is there anything is available in the data cache, sir? Is there anything available? No, currently it is empty, right? Because I am performing first time. Assume you are performing first time. Currently nothing is available in the data cache. Now what exactly it will do? It will get the pages. It will get the pages from the MDF file. It will get the pages from the MDF file. Now how the pages will come, sir? Now this is how your pages will come. It will get the pages from the MDF file. Okay. Now it get the pages from the MDF file. Now still your insert or update or delete not yet executed, sir. Okay, because it need pages, it need CPU, it need memory, it need IO, everything. Until unless you received everything, your insert or update or delete will perform. Until then, it will hold on. Your transaction will be hold. Okay, now you got the pages. You got respect to pages to perform the action. So now these pages will call it as a clean page. The page which is not yet modified in the buffer will call it as a clean pages. Getting my point? Everyone, what is clean page, sir? The pages which is not yet modified in the buffer will call it as a clean pages. Clear? So to perform insert or update or delete, it need pages in the buffer. So what exactly it will do? It will go to the database. It will get the pages. It will place that pages in the data cache for time being. Those pages you should call it as a clean page because those pages not yet modified. Not yet modified, still not yet modified. Once it start performing, once everything got received, memory got received, IO got received, CPU got received, everything got received for this operation. Now what exactly it will do? It will start modifying the data, like 1 Shiva, 2 Paul, 3 Poonam, okay, 4 Yadav. So it will start modifying the data. Once it start modifying the data, then these pages will call it as a dirty pages. The page which is modified but not yet moved to the MDF file, those pages will call it as a dirty pages. Getting my point? So same page, sir, same page you are calling as a clean page, same page you are calling as a dirty page. So once it start modifying the data in the buffer, okay, then those pages technically you should call it as a dirty page. If someone is asking what is dirty page, the page which is modified in the buffer but not yet moved to the MDF file, means it's still not moved to the MDF file, so the modification is still in the buffer itself, then those pages will call it as a dirty pages. Okay, not okay? Are you there?
Yes, Subbu.
Clear, not clear? What is clean page, sir? The page which is not yet modified in the buffer, we'll call it as a clean page. The page which is modified in the buffer, we'll call it as a dirty page. A slight understanding. Most of the people will get confused here. What is clean page? What is dirty page? A simple understanding, sir. To perform insert or update or delete, it need lot of resources, sir. So meanwhile, it is just under queue. So at that time, these pages will call it as a clean page. Once it start performing, once it start executing, then it will start writing the changes over these pages. Then these pages technically you should call it as a dirty pages. Okay, that's what, sir. No worries. Just try to understand the logic. We'll go into the depth in the advanced level. I will show you how to read the dirty pages, how to read the clean pages, how many dirty pages are available, how many clean pages are available. There is a DM ways. We'll see, sir, when we are digging in the memory. When we start digging the memory troubleshooting, we'll go into the memory to see how many clean pages are available, how many dirty pages are available. No worries on that part. Yep. As of now, just try to understand the logic, a simple logic. What is clean page? The page which is not yet modified. What is dirty page? The page which is modified that not yet moved to the MDF file. We'll call it as a dirty page. Both clear? First two points are clear, everyone? Very, very important interview questions, sir. All these concepts. Okay. Now, okay. Now, okay. If so, I started performing the changes. So I inserted or updated or delete or something, sir. I just started inserting or updating or deleting over these pages. Okay. So there is a concept called wall. There is a concept called wall. Write ahead logging. Write ahead logging. Wall stands for write ahead logging. So whatever the changes you perform over the buffer, all the changes need to move to the log file before it move to the MDF file to satisfy wall concept. to satisfy durability. Durability. Why all the changes is moving to the MDF file? To satisfy wall write ahead logging. So, sir, in the buffer you are calling as a pages, dirty page, clean page. In MDF file you are calling as a data page. There is nothing like clean page, dirty page in MDF or NDF, sir. There will be only one page that is nothing but dirty page. Sorry, data page. I'm so sorry. Data page. Only in buffer you will get clean page, dirty page concept, not in MDF file. MDF file, NDF file, you will get only one concept that is nothing but data page. But what about log file, Subbu? Log file, sir, now in log file, how it is making entry, that is very important actually. Everyone will think that okay, whatever the changes we make, that changes will go to the LDF file. Yes, sir, but not in the form of dirty page, not in the form of clean page. It will go in the form of log record. This record will make entry, not like dirty page or clean page. Dirty page, clean page concept only in the buffer, only in the data cache. No more anywhere, sir. Not anywhere. Okay. So in the log file, it will make entry like this, sir. In log record itself. Log record. In MDF file, you will see the data page itself. So what is a wall concept? So wall is nothing but write ahead logging. Okay, whatever the changes you make or over the buffer, all the changes need to make register in log file before it go to the MDF file to satisfy wall, to satisfy durability. Durability. D stands for durability. Got it? What is a wall? So in the form of
Can
log
we repeat
record.
once again?
Yeah, see, very simple logic, ma'am. In the data cache, basically we'll call it as a clean page, we'll call it as a dirty page. In the MDF file, we'll call it as only data page. In LDF,
Data field, yeah,
there
right.
is no concept called page. You should call it
Yes.
as a record, log record. This
Mm.
is one record. This is one record. This is one record. This record information will be stored in the LDF file, not data, not data, record information, not data. Please don't get confused. Okay, for example, you are performing 1 billion records. 1 billion records. All 1 billion record information will be stored in the LDF file. LDF file. Okay, so basically, your LDF file will be like sometimes it will be 100 MB, okay, 200, 1 GB, okay, 10 GB, 10 GB, assume, sir. But when you are restoring, it may grow to 1 TB as well. 1 TB as well. Your log file size is very low, but while it is growing, it may grow to 1 TB as well. We are not guaranteed because why, sir? Log file only maintain this log record information. When it is trying to perform, when it is trying to perform, it will start inserting the data. When it will start inserting the data, we are not sure how many log records are available in LDF file. When you are restoring only, we came to know how much log file can grow. Don't think more about this concept, sir. The people who already experienced, they faced at least once. When we are restoring, sometimes your restoration will fail due to insufficient space. Then you will get shocked. My
Yes.
log file size is only 1 GB or 10 GB. I am having almost 500 GB in my disk. Why it is getting fail?
Yeah, right.
Because you don't know how much data is available in LDF file. This data is in the form of log records, not data. This is how it will store the structure. When it's trying to perform to the MDF file, then we came to know how much size the log file is expecting. Got you?
yes. Got it. Got it.
So, log file will maintain log records, not pages, not extents, nothing, sir. There is no concept called pages, extents, nothing. Your log file will maintain log records. Clear? Not clear? Clean page, dirty page,
Yeah.
wall concept.
Subbu, you mean to say that the information will be stored in the log records and the actual data will be stored in the data files, right?
Yes, sir. Exactly. Actually, what data will be in only in the MDF file or NDF file, not in LDF file, sir. LDF file contains only log records. Okay, not okay.
Clear now.
Clean page? Yes, yes, sir.
uh, when when it is writes the log records into the LDF, also it will write the data pages into the MDF, right?
No, no, no. Before I
Write
not yet
ahead
discuss
log
about checkpoint. No, no. Write ahead log will make responsibility to write into the log file, not in MDF
only,
file. No,
not MDF file. Okay,
not
okay,
MDF file. Only to the
okay,
LDF file.
okay. Sure, sure. I, okay.
Now, now who will move? Then you will get one question now. Who will move the data to the MDF file? Now we got a concept called checkpoint, lacerator. These two are the internal processor. If you run the SQL server, for example, okay, so lacerator, checkpoint, both are very important, very, very important technical terms. Okay, we must and should know about these technical terms. Checkpoint, lacerator. First, let me discuss about the checkpoint. Later, we'll go for the lacerator. So, if you connect to the SQL server, sir, okay, if you connect to the SQL server, if you run sp underscore who2, you you can get okay how many sessions are running, how many processes are running. So here you will see lacerator. Here you will see checkpoint. See log writer, log. So whatever the changes you are performing, right? Who is writing this to the LDF file? Your log writer, lazy writer, log writer, log monitor. These are all the internal processor. Okay, scroll down. Checkpoint. Are you able to see checkpoint? Checkpoint. Now we are going to discuss about checkpoint and lazy writer. Log writer we'll discuss when we are discussing log file architecture. We'll discuss lots of log file. I not yet discuss anything about log file now as of now. As of now, I just told that log file will maintain only log records. Okay, how it will maintain, how to track, how to read, how it is moving, how to troubleshoot. Everything we'll discuss in the advanced level, especially about the log file. Make a sense? Now let's focus on the lazy writer and let's focus on the checkpoint. These two are the internal process which are keep on running. Keep on running, sir. These are two internal process. Okay, out of this, first let me discuss about the checkpoint. 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 Very, very important, sir. Very, very important concept. Dirty page is very important. Checkpoint is very important. Lazy writer is very important. What is checkpoint? Anyone? Any ideas or anyone?
Subbu, checkpoint means
Still
when
can
it triggers.
Sorry. One by one, sir. No
Yes,
hurry. No hurry.
No, yes, ma'am. Continue.
Yeah, actually, it's a internal process when it's moving the record from a log file to MDF file once checkpoint is occur. When we are taking the log backup, then checkpoints occur.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, internally what we do, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, whatever just raise your voice. That's it. We'll discuss. Anyhow, we'll discuss the same concept, right? I'm just sharing this document. Yeah.
It's moved the dirty pages from LDF to MDF.
Now, writing the pages. So that is very important. This block will help you for on-premises, PaaS environment, both Azure SQL database, Azure MI, and Azure Synapse also same concept. Analytics platform as also same concept, sir. There is no difference. Almost almost same. The mechanism is in Synapse it's same, in MI it's same, in Azure SQL is same, in on-premises it's same, in SQL and Azure VM also same concept, sir. How you are writing the pages from buffer to disk is very important. Very important, especially to the MDF files or not LDF files. LDF files you already know. Log writer will take responsibility and it will write the log records into the LDF file. Okay, log records. See, log records must be written to the disk. Okay, first it will write. Now, when you just scroll down, you will see a lot of things. Out of this, let's see about checkpoint first. Okay, let's see about first checkpoint. See, checkpoint is a process periodically scan the buffer cache for the buffer with the pages from a specified database and write all the dirty pages to the disk. Checkpoints save the time during the blah 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 something. That's what we will discuss. Checkpoint again. I will recap in restore concept when we are discussing restore. Again, I will come back with the checkpoint because whatever today I'm discussing, one more point is also very important that it's very difficult to understand right away that you can understand when we are discussing restore concept. So checkpoint again, I will come back with restore concept. Let's discuss actual point which is very important. Okay, sir. Now, for example, here Microsoft is not written that much depth. Okay, anywhere he written pages extends query processing threads. Okay, no worries, sir. Now, sir, basically, when you trigger the check, you not triggering the checkpoint, sir. So we have four types of checkpoints. Four types of checkpoints. Four types. One is automatic checkpoint, internal check, internal checkpoint, manual checkpoint, indirect checkpoint, indirect checkpoint. So basically, when you go to the checkpoint, we have four types: automatic checkpoint, internal checkpoint, manual checkpoint, indirect checkpoint. Four types are available. Okay. So first, let's see about automatic checkpoint. Let's see about automatic checkpoint. So basically, when you go to the automatic checkpoint, let me open PPT, sir. Here we need a little bit about PPT. Okay, let me 1 second, sir. Okay. So that is what we discuss. What is dirty page? What is a clean page, ma'am? So that's what we discussed, right? The page which is not yet modified in the buffer will called as a clean page. The page which is modified in the buffer will call it as a dirty pages. Dirty pages. And there is a DMV called DM underscore OS underscore buffer underscore descriptor to see how many dirty pages are available per database. So you can copy this one. Again, I will come this concept in advanced level uh, to show you more about what's happening in the memory. Okay, see, on this database almost 54 dirty pages are available. On master 15 dirty pages are available, and worldwide importers 7 dirty pages are available because I not yet done anything. So for example, let me create a table, sir. Create table emp uh, 123 employee id integer. Okay, see, currently I am creating a table again. So next week we are going to take one session on development part. Then you will get to know all these concepts. As of now, no need to worry. I am creating an AdventureWorks 2017 database. So any dirty pages are available in AdventureWorks 2017 currently? Currently, no, right? Yes or no? No, right? In
No,
AdventureWorks
no, Subbu.
2017, no. So just let me create one table, sir. Just let me create one table. Done. Now you can go and verify how many dirty pages are available. AdventureWorks
14.
2017, 14 dirty pages are available. 14 dirty pages are available. See, I just created one table. I not had done any insert or update or delete, nothing, sir. I just created one table on so-and-so database. So 17 dirty pages has been created in the buffer. Nothing but data cache. Nothing but data. Don't go for that much deeper, sir. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, let it be. Just I just wanted to show you how to verify the dirty page and clean pages. Just you need to get lot of scripts, sir. In the blocks you will get lot of scripts. You need to copy that scripts and you need to run it. You can run any time, sir. Don't perform insert, update, create, alter, any other. Select, you can run anytime in any environment. It can be production, it can be development, it can be test, it can be anytime you can run because you are just reading the data. Okay, so that is how you can verify about the dirty pages. But when you go to the wall concept, that is what also we discussed, right? Wall. See, once we make changes to the clean page in the buffer cache, it generates the log records, contains the details of the modification. Log records. That log records will return into the log file to maintain the durability. To maintain the durability to satisfy wall concept. To satisfy wall, to satisfy durability, log records will make entry into the log file. Make entry into the log file. But still my dirty pages are available. Still my dirty pages are available. See, still my dirty pages are available in the buffer. Now, who will move that dirty pages to the MDF file? Who will move, sir? Now, Microsoft came up with a concept called checkpoint. Checkpoint. When you specially discuss about the checkpoint, we are having four types of checkpoint. One is automatic checkpoint, one is internal checkpoint, manual checkpoint, indirect checkpoint. Indirect checkpoint. So, first let me discuss about automatic checkpoint. Okay, checkpoint. It's a background process. So Poonam told right, checkpoint and lazy writer, everything is a background process. So it's a background process. Okay, so checkpoint is continuously checking the cache, cache. So if it estimate, okay, this is the right time to trigger the checkpoint. So uh, for example, to understand better, okay, to understand better. Uh, wait a second, sir. Okay, to understand better, so for example, take 100%. So if your data cache reach to 70%, okay, let's trigger the checkpoint. Let's trigger the checkpoint. Okay, so how automatic checkpoint will trigger means how automatic checkpoint it is estimate. Okay, what time I so see SQL Server continuously checking the number of log records, and once it estimate that number of log records is sufficient to process sufficient to process, and also it will check what is your interval time. What is your interval time? It will also check what is your interval time. It will estimate number of changes. Also, it will check your interval time, whatever time you set it. If both matches, then checkpoint will triggered automatically. So when automatic checkpoint will trigger, sir? So SQL Server is keep on checking how many changes you made it, and if estimate that okay, this is the right time to trigger, and also it will verify your interval time, checkpoint interval time. So you can discard, sir. Okay, so if you right click on the instance, if you go to the properties, if you go to the here you will see, sir, recovery interval. By default it will be 0. By default it will be 0. Don't change the interval time. Again, sir, it should be 0. Don't change the recovery interval time. By default it will be 0. So whenever it estimate okay, this many changes is sufficient for me to trigger, let it be triggered, sir. Let it be triggered. Don't change the recovery interval time. So for example, if you change the recovery interval time to 10 minutes, 10 minutes, it is keep on checking internally. It estimate that okay, this is the right time to trigger the checkpoint, and it will also double check here what is the recover interval time you set it not matching. So it will stay back until your recovery time. It will stay back, sir, until for 10 minutes. It won't trigger, your checkpoint won't trigger. It is a instance level. For all the database, it will affect if you change here interval time. So let it be 0. Whenever your internal process will estimate that okay, this is the right time to trigger the checkpoint, let it be trigger the checkpoint. You no need to tell that okay, go and run on so and so time, go and run on so and so time. No, sir, because it is a instance level. It will affect for entire databases if you change here. Okay, so automatic checkpoint is a default checkpoint which is keep on checking the log changes you made in the buffer. Whenever it estimate, it will trigger the checkpoint automatically, and it will move all the dirty pages from RAM to disk. Okay,
Yes.
Un- understand? Not
Yes,
understand, sir?
yes, yes.
So if you wanted to change, you can change it here, sir. You can just change it here, but don't change, sir. It is not a best practice. By default 0, let it be 0. Don't change recover interval time. It will affect your recovery phase. Recovery phase is very, very important concept. We are going to discuss in the restore. Very, very important concept in the restore. So if, what will happen if I change the recover interval time, checkpoint recover interval time? It will affect your recovery phase. It will affect your recovery phase. That's what even Microsoft is also highlighted. See, uh, under the pages, wait, sir. Guarantee, okay, user must change. Hmm, not mentioned. Checkpoint save the time during the later the recovery by creating the point at which all the data pages are being generated. Okay, these points are very, very important. I will explain you in the different approach so that you can better understanding more clear than this point. Okay, checkpoint, if you change the checkpoint interval time, it will definitely affect your recovery phase. Okay, that is not a best practice. You should not touch the checkpoint interval time. If you wanted to change, very simple, sir. Go to the right click on properties, go to the database settings. You can change it. Or if you wanted to change via command prompt, this is how you will change, sir. sp underscore config recovery interval time per second. But don't change your interval time. Let it be default. So what is automatic checkpoint? So SQL Server is estimating how many changes we made in the buffer. If it estimate that this is the right time, it will automatically will trigger the checkpoint. Whenever the checkpoint triggers, all the dirty pages and log records will move into the MDF file. Will move into the MDF file. Who will move the data to the MDF file, sir? Your checkpoint. Checkpoint will move to the MDF file. Okay, not okay. So all these concepts are VLF, all these concepts as of now, no need to worry. We'll discuss this concept in the log file architecture. A lot many things are here. Questions?
Subbu, you mentioned when the checkpoint occurs, uh, the 30 pages are moved to MDF.
Yeah.
Also, um, log record also.
Yes, log records, both sir. It will
Log
scan.
records,
Yeah.
log records will go to LDF, right?
No, MDF, sir. MDF. Checkpoint never go to the LDF file. Checkpoint will go to the MDF file.
Okay,
So at that time, again, sir, here little most of the people will get confused. Okay.
okay,
Very simple logic here. So for example, uh, this is your LDF file, this is your cache, and checkpoint
okay.
is triggered. Checkpoint will verify what are the changes is not yet moved to the MDF file. It will compare with the last checkpoint, sir. Last checkpoint. So for example, last checkpoint trigger at 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
Okay, now it's 8:50, right? Now
Hmm.
8:50 a.m. it triggered the checkpoint. So
Hmm.
from 8:30 to 8:50, whatever the changes you made in the cache, whatever the log records that not yet moved to the MDF file, both it will move to the MDF file. Both
Hmm.
it will move to the
So,
MDF file.
yeah, databases will go to uh, mm, uh, to the tables or index, whatever it is, whatever the
Yes.
area it goes,
Yeah.
where the log record will store in MDF.
No, log records only it will applicable in log files are not in MDF file. No.
Oh, okay.
So whenever you are performing changes, okay, there is a log writer.
Yeah,
Log
LDF.
writer.
Okay,
So
it will go to
log
LDF.
writer will take responsibility to write into the LDF file in the form of log records. In
Okay,
the form of log records.
okay.
Here, little not sure why Microsoft came up with the different components. Little bit confused. Even sometimes, even I will also get
N-
confused.
No, okay. No, no, I understand it is good. See, LDF, all the log records will go to LDF.
Yes.
All the pages will go to MDF.
Yeah.
Uh, but
All the
when the
changes
checkpoint,
will all the
yeah,
changes will
30
move to the
pages.
MDF. Yeah.
Yeah, MDF. All the changes will be moved to MDF. Okay, now
Yeah.
I understand. Okay, okay.
Others very important, sir. If you understand this one, almost you are good at internals. How the data is moving.
So the wall will occur in different time, and
No, sir. Wall, whenever you are performing inserts or update, delete, wall is parallelly working.
instantly it will write it
Yes.
into the log.
And
Okay,
log file
okay, okay,
to
okay,
satisfy. Yeah.
okay. Well, once it's create a LSN and then it goes there directly to the LDF.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Wall will create the LSN, right?
No, so wall is a concept. Not it's not creating. It's a nature.
Ah,
Uh,
okay,
yeah. LSN is will come into the log file. When
Okay.
it is writing, it will write in the form of LSN. So that's what
Okay.
we not yet discuss lot many things.
Okay. Sure.
So
Sure.
this
Sure.
whole concept is pending.
Okay.
We'll discuss in log file architecture.
Okay. Sure. Sure.
Then you can understand bit easy.
Okay.
Okay, so that is about automatic checkpoint. Don't change automatic checkpoint interval time, sir. That is not a best practice. Now, internal checkpoint. We can control the checkpoints, sir. Basically means you can tell to SQLs, hey, go and run checkpoint so and so time. Because if you change the recovery interval time, means that time only checkpoint will triggers, right? Okay, so we are having control on the checkpoint, not like lazy writers. Okay, so especially let's go for others, sir. Then you can understand internal checkpoint. Very very important concept. This is also uh, internal checkpoints. Again, internal checkpoints will triggers when you are performing certain operation in SQL Server, like when you are taking backups, when you are performing backups. Okay, when you are running DBCC check DB, when you are stopping your SQL services, when you are adding the files, okay, when you are changing the recovery models, when your recovery model is simple and it reaches to 70% log file size, okay, and so on so so. So when you are performing certain operations, when you are performing certain operations like backups, snapshot, dbcc check db, stopping the SQL services, stopping the database, like altering the database, switching the recovery models. So when you are performing certain operations, SQL server will trigger internal checkpoint. SQL server will triggers internal checkpoints to make sure that, okay, everything is perfect before you switch, after you switch, before, after. So internal checkpoints is also very important. uh, it's not working like automatic, sir. Automatic is completely working like moving your data from uh, cache to disk, cache to disk, cache to disk. That is automatic checkpoint will take a responsibility. But what about the internal checkpoint means it is also taking some responsibility only when you are performing certain operations like backups, like dbcc check db, like shutting our SQL servers. Okay, so these all concepts we don't know as of now currently. Even it's very difficult to understand. So keep on our journey. We'll discuss one by one. We'll discuss about checkpoint. We'll discuss about backups. We'll discuss about recovery models. We'll discuss about alter. We'll discuss about simple recovery model. Again, I will touch back internal checkpoint. Then you will become, finally will become stronger. Getting my point? Okay, as of now, try to remember when internal checkpoint will trigger, sir. Whenever you are performing certain operations like switching, shutdowning SQL servers, backups, running the checkpoint, DBCC check DB, taking the database snapshot. So internal checkpoint will triggers. Internal checkpoint will triggers. Make a note down, everyone. How it is very important, where it is very important. That we'll discuss and keep on our next couple of sessions, sir. You can understand. So recovery models will discuss, backup will discuss. Okay, then you will understand easily. Okay, this is how internal checkpoint is working, helping, not working, helping, basically. Getting? So internal checkpoint, don't compare with automatic checkpoint, sir. Internal checkpoint is different, automatic checkpoint is different. But when you run sp underscore who to active, you will see only one checkpoint, sir. You won't see automatic checkpoint, you won't see indirect checkpoint, you won't see internal checkpoint. You will see only one checkpoint thread is running, one process is running. Internally it contains four different checkpoints. Okay, each checkpoint having their own responsibilities. Okay, one automatic checkpoint, it is entire instance level, entire instance level it will work. Internal checkpoint, based on your operation, internal checkpoint will work. Okay, now manual checkpoint, nothing, sir, very simple. You can just trigger the checkpoint. checkpoint, and you can run the checkpoint. You can run the checkpoint on that database. On which database you wanted to run the checkpoint? Open your new query window on that database and trigger the checkpoint. Trigger the checkpoint. This is manual checkpoint. This is manual checkpoint. You can trigger it. Anytime you can trigger it, sir. It won't make any harm. It won't make any harm. So then you may ask one question to me. When I need to trigger, how I came to know I need to trigger the checkpoint? That's what, sir. We are not discussing too technical right away. Okay, I will explain you when you will trigger the checkpoint, manual checkpoint. Okay, so try to remember just logic. What is internal checkpoint? Whenever we are performing certain operations like shutting out, stopping the SQL services, switching the recovery models, taking the backups. Okay, internal checkpoint will triggers automatically. Manual checkpoint, you can type the checkpoint and you can trigger whenever you want. Whenever you want it. That is manual checkpoint. Finally, before I go to the indirect checkpoint, any questions on automatic, internal, manual? Any questions, sir? Are you there?
Yes, Subbu.
Questions? No questions?
Subbu, where do you check the internal checkpoint?
No, no, nothing, sir. No, we don't need to worry. We won't check anywhere. Okay, but I will show you when the checkpoint is triggered means, for example, if you triggering the backup. Okay, so when you trigger the backup, by default, checkpoint will trigger. That you need to. So, for example, if you right click on here, go to the restore. Any backup is available, sir, in my system. Mm, Yeah, backup is available. No, um, backup, nothing. Okay, let me take the backups for saves. Let me take one backup. So, for example, I'm taking the backup. Okay, let me take the back. Where it is going? D SQL charm. Here, why it is going to this location? Why this is going to this location? Okay, let me go to the restore. Let me go to the here. D as a SQL champ classes FT dump. No, pointing time. Okay, for example, I wanted to restore. Let me get the backup files. Now see, are you able to see the checkpoint? This is internal checkpoint, not automatic checkpoint.
Yes, yes.
So whenever you trigger the backup, checkpoint will trigger internally. Here you can see. And you need to read the log file as well. If you read the log file, fn underscore db log, you can see when the checkpoint has been triggered. This is internal checkpoint, sir. Manual checkpoint means you can manually type the checkpoint and you can trigger. So till SQL Server 2012, we have only three checkpoints. One is automatic, one is internal, one is manual. From SQL Server 2012, Microsoft came up with the concept called indirect checkpoint. Indirect checkpoint. So basically, before 2012, it is completely instance level. Your automatic checkpoint is instance level. Your automatic checkpoint is instance level. Now, couple of application team is very tricky, sir. They will come and ask you, I don't want automatic checkpoint. I want to run checkpoint for my database separately, separately for my database. Assume this is my database. I need to run checkpoint separately. I don't want automatic checkpoint. I don't want automatic checkpoint. I need to run checkpoint separately for my database. In that scenario, before 2012, there is no chance, sir. You can't run checkpoint for specific database until unless it is a manual. You need to trigger manual checkpoint. Okay. Now, what Microsoft done, right? Microsoft came up with the concept called indirect checkpoint, and you can change the schedule for your database, specific database. Specific database means, so for example, okay, so what is currently, sir? Adventure Work 2017, right? Let's go for 2017. What is the interval time is available? So 60 seconds. Every 60 seconds, your checkpoint will triggers for this database. For this database. Okay. I want to change my interval time. I don't want 60 seconds. I want 120 seconds. Now, if you wanted to change, you can aramse go and change, sir. Again, you never change. You never change. But sometimes your application team is they don't know what is the what we are saying. As a DPA, you know about these concepts, sir, very well. But they will come up with something blah blah something, and they tell, okay, I don't want automatic checkpoint. I want to run checkpoint for my database in a different interval. So in that scenario, you can tell yes, we don't want to change entire instance level. I don't want change to entire instance level. I can change only for specific database. I can change only for specific database with the help of indirect. With the help of indirect. So how you can change this, sir? Alter database name, set target recovery time equal to 120 seconds. 120 seconds. Now you can go and verify. Okay, it will be 120 seconds. Means almost every 2 minutes your checkpoint will trigger for this database. For this database. So if you wanted to change the recover interval time for specific database, yes, that is possible from SQL Server 2012 with the concept called indirect checkpoint. And how you will change? This is how you will change, sir. How you will verify? This is how you will verify. Very, very rare case you may get chance, sir. DB level change. Till now in my overall my career, I never touched the checkpoint. Clear? Not clear?
So, so if the target recovery time is set on the database and then you take the backup, so on that database, the the backup will also trigger the checkpoint also, right?
So
So
internal checkpoint is different. Internal checkpoint is different.
no,
So
no.
when you are performing that's what when you are performing certain operations, automatically internal checkpoint will triggers.
Okay.
That's what I highlighted, right? When you are performing certain operations, internal checkpoint will triggers. That is a different checkpoint, sir.
No, no.
Okay.
What I'm asking is when you configure the indirect checkpoint on the database, if the internal checkpoint happens on the database, will it occur? Will it trigger the checkpoint or no?
No, sir. Internal is separate and indirect is separate. Indirect is like automatic checkpoint. Indirect is nothing but like automatic checkpoint. But what is automatic checkpoint? It is instance level. Instance level. So
Instance level, yes.
this is DB level. So I am telling to specific database trigger the checkpoint on so time.
Yeah, after configuration, so if you look at the internal checkpoint um, during the database backup, right?
No, that's what. When you are performing these operations, internal checkpoint will trigger. That is not looking about indirect or automatic or manual. When you are
Okay,
performing these operations, internal checkpoint will triggers. That's it. It is not looking about what is the interval you set it for indirect, what is the interval you set it for automatic. No. When you are
okay,
performing these operations, internal checkpoint will triggers. Either you configure or not configure, it doesn't bother anything, sir. When you are
oh, okay.
performing these operations, internal checkpoint will triggers.
So even though you configure the indirect checkpoint, the internal will also triggers.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
just wanted to clarify
Okay.
you in a
Okay.
different way.
Yeah.
Internal checkpoint is different.
Okay.
When you are performing certain operations, internal checkpoint will triggers only for that operations.
Okay. Okay.
It is not taking about what how many data pages are available, okay, how to move the data. So internal is when you are performing certain operations.
Okay.
I will come, sir, again internal checkpoint when we are discussing
Yeah. Yeah.
recovery models
Okay.
and
Sure.
backup.
Sure.
Then you will understand more.
No. No. Just I'm wondering about the indirect checkpoint. That's why I was asking about it.
Yeah, yeah, no
Yeah.
worries.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah. The
questions are
internal
always
checkpoint is, yeah, internal checkpoint, manual checkpoint. Very clear. The internal checkpoint, what will happen, whether it will clash with the
no,
internal and then manual, all these things.
no, sir.
But now I understood. Okay.
Yeah. So only when you are performing certain operations, internal checkpoint will triggers. Indirect checkpoint will applicable for the database. Automatic checkpoint is applicable for entire instance.
Okay.
That's what most of the people checkpoint. Uh, one
Yeah.
second, sir. 1 second. And just will mute for just 2 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Now questions clear? Not clear? Okay. Now finally we'll go to the lazy writer. If everyone is clear about checkpoint, lazy writer. Okay. Lazy writer, sir. The name itself it is telling that lazy writer is always in sleepy mode. Oh, okay, always it will be in lazy sleeping, sir. For example, it's in a sleeping mode for your understanding. So, what is the main purpose of lazy writer means, sir? Checkpoints. So, for example, uh, let me go to here, sir. Let me scroll up. This is your LDF. This is your MDF, and this is your buffer, and this is your data cache. Currently, the pages are available here. Okay, so whenever checkpoint triggers, what it will do, it will move all the dirty pages information to the disk. Okay, record information into the disk. Both it will move, sir. Okay, but think about the pages are still stay back in the buffer, right? It is not flushing. Your checkpoint is not flushing the pages from buffer to disk. It is just moving the data. Whatever you perform, insert or update or delete, what exactly it is doing, sir? It is moving the changes to the disk. It is moving the changes to the disk. The pages are still available in the buffer. Once, sir, try to understand a simple logic. Once the checkpoint is triggered, whatever the changes you made it, all the changes is moved to the MDF file. These pages will stay back in the buffer. These pages will stay back in the buffer. It never flush when the checkpoint is triggered. So what will happen? The pages are keep on loading, and definitely at certain time, at one point, your RAM will get full, right? Yes or no? If pages are keep on available in the buffer, what will happen, sir? Your RAM will get full, right? Yes, no?
Yes, yes, Subbu.
Yes. So what Microsoft think that okay, Microsoft came up with one more concept called lazy writer. What is the purpose of lazy writer? Lazy writer is keep on scanning the RAM, how much free space is available. If think that okay, my RAM is getting full. If it think that my RAM is getting full, it estimate that RAM is getting full. Now lazy writer invokes and clears and flushes. Flushes means, sir, lazy writer will also move the data to the MDF file. Lazy writer will move the data to the MDF file and it will flushes the pages from the buffer to make sure my RAM is healthy. So lazy writer, what is the main purpose of lazy writer? Whenever lazy writer invokes, it will move all the changes which is not yet moved to the MDF file. Then it will start flushing the pages from the buffer from the buffer based on count. What count? Least reference count or least used pages based on whatever we can, sir. Least used pages, least reference count means, sir, in the buffer, assume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages are available. Sir, we are performing inserts, we are performing update, we are performing delete, we are performing select statement. How many times you called this page in the buffer? One time, twice, threes, four time, five time. So it will make count in the buffer. Okay. Everyone able to hear my voice? Online
Yes.
people?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah.
Okay. So for example, you are performing insert. One time you used this page. You are performing update on this page. Two times you used. You perform delete. Three times you used. You perform uh, even Azar is also not able to. Everyone able to hear, right? People?
I can
Oh, no.
hear. I can
Okay.
hear. This is
Okay.
Paul.
Maybe.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can.
Okay. So you are performing select statement. Four times you used this page. So how many times you used this page? How many times you used this page is very important, sir. How many times you used it in the page? So it will make one count every time. One, 5 times, 10 times, 100 times, 200 times. Okay, 15 times, 6 times, 8 times. It will make a count in the buffer. So whenever lazy writer triggers, it will move all the changes which is not yet moved to the MDF file. Then it will start it will start flushing the pages from the buffer based on the least reference count, least used page up to your RAM healthy. Up to your RAM healthy. That is the main responsibility of your lazy writer. Getting my point? So whenever lazy writer will triggers, it will go to the data cache. It will make all the changes which is not yet moved to MDF file. It will move to the MDF file. Okay. Later on, what it will do, sir? It will flushes the pages until RAM get healthy. Got you?
Yeah.
Yes, no?
Only I have one question.
Yes.
Um, the least used page, is it the clean buffer, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The page which is in buffer.
Yeah, it has to be clean buffer, right?
Clean
Then
pages
it,
only, sir. Means
yeah,
what?
and clean pages. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Means, sir, whenever checkpoint is triggered, whatever the changes you made it, and it moved to the MDF file, then this page it will make it as a clean page. Clean page. Got it, everyone? Azar,
Yes,
Poonam,
Subbu.
Rajni, Faisal. Clear?
Yes. So we are not able to hear you.
Oh, maybe your side network issue. Paul is able to hear.
Even I
But
can't hear
everyone
this.
having the issue.
No, that's what I double check. Paul is able to hear means there
Yeah,
is no
I
issue with
can.
my end.
Yeah, no issue for me, I think.
Maybe your side.
Everyone having the issue at the
Okay, I
same
can
time.
no, I can repeat once again. Okay, no worries on that part.
Sure.
Let me.
Thank you.
Whenever lazy writer triggers, okay, whenever lazy writer triggers, what exactly it will do? Try to understand the logic is very important, sir. Here, okay, sir. When lazy writer triggers, whenever your RAM is getting full, whenever your RAM is getting full, lazy writer automatically will triggers. There is no interval. You don't know. We don't know. No one knows, sir. When lazy writer will triggers, okay, there is no control. So lazy writer will be always in the sleepy mode and it is verifying whether your RAM is healthy or not. In case if identified that RAM is not healthy, it will trigger the lazy writer. Lazy writer automatically invokes and it will go to the data cache. It will verify what is the data is still not yet moved to the MDF file. It will move to the data to the MDF file. Then it will start flushing the pages from the buffer. Okay. Then someone may ask a question. Really, it will flush all the data? No, sir. Until your RAM healthy. Assume, sir, uh, your data cache contains 10,000 pages. 10,000 pages. Okay, if I clears up to 6,000, my RAM is healthy. So it will clears 4,000 pages based on least used pages, least reference count. So how it will means, sir, whatever the pages in the buffer, whenever you are performing insert or update or delete or select, so it will make one count how many times you used that page in the buffer. Okay, so based on this count, it will flushes. Okay, the pages which is having low used, then it will start flushing, sir. Okay, so it will flushes up to 4,000 pages. My RAM is healthy. Okay, it will flush 4,000 pages. My RAM is healthy. Based on what, sir? Least used pages, least reference count. Questions?
No,
If
not
someone,
for myself.
So, Subbu, you
if
mean to
someone
say
is
that
asked, yeah, yes, sir.
you mean to say that when there is a memory pressure, it will flushes the 30 pages from the buffer pool and like from the data cache, and it will write the data in the master data file, right?
Yeah, it will move data, sir. Without moving, no, it never flush. Okay. So here Microsoft
Okay.
is most of the people will having a doubt. Lazy writer will work on the dirty page. See, sir, I am not telling anything. Microsoft is telling. First, it will write the dirty pages to the disk. Then it will start flushing. Without moving data, it never flush, sir. No, it will write the changes to the disk. Then it will start flushing.
So what if we don't have the enough storage in the disk?
Then your lazy writer will also doesn't make do anything, right? You will get data file full alert. You will get log file full alert. Again, that will go into the different scenarios, sir. Different troubleshooting. That's what all this concept we'll discuss in troubleshooting. Like if data files are getting full, memory is getting full, what do you need to do, what you need to look into. That we'll discuss later. Uh, just try to understand the logic. So whenever lazy-writer invokes, first it will move all the data pages to the disk, then it will start flushing the data in from the cache based on least used pages, least reference count until your RAM is healthy. Questions? No questions? So someone may ask you what is the difference between checkpoint and lazy writer. Checkpoint we can control, sir. Lazy writer no, we can't control. Checkpoint you can change the interval time. For lazy writer no, nothing. Checkpoint we have different types. Okay, lazy writer no, sir. We have only one. Checkpoint never flushes the pages in the in the buffer. Lazy writer will flushes the pages in the buffer. We don't have any control on lazy writer, sir. It will invoke automatically. Questions?
Subbu, the main difference is the checkpoint will not flush the dirty pages from the
Yes,
buffer manager, and
yes.
the lazy writer will flush the dirty pages from the buffer manager, right?
Yeah, and one more is we can control the checkpoint.
Okay.
We have the control, right? We can change the checkpoint
Yes, yes,
interval
yes,
time, not like lazy writer. No.
yes, yes. Correct.
See, Microsoft is telling buffer available by removing the infrequently used pages. That's what I told you. Least reference count, least used pages. And one more, any questions, sir? Before I go to the next concept. Okay. Now, sir, eager writer. Okay, very simple concept. Mostly no one will ask, but we should know about this concept, eager writer. Okay, so eager writer will improve the performance of bulk operations, especially sir, bulk. Bulk means whenever you are performing uh, huge inserts or updates or deletes. Okay, eager writer will help you a lot. How it will help you means, okay, how here your eager writer will, sir. Again, before we go to the eager writer, I'm so sorry. Okay, you can enable that this trace file, sir. Okay, you can enable this trace file if you wanted to see when whenever the checkpoint is triggered, how much it is flushing, how much it is moving the data. You can see, you can verify, you can enable 3504 trace file, but don't enable sir 3504. Okay, it will bump your error log like anything. It will bump your error log, means it will grow, your error log will grow like anything. Every time whenever checkpoint triggers, it will write the information in the error log. Your error log will grow like anything, sir. Don't enable 3504. Just leave it. Checkpoint is triggering backend, laser is triggering backend. No worries on that part. And also you can verify when your last checkpoint is triggered with help of fn underscore db log. So as of now, I am not discussing anything more about this function. I will show you practically when we are discussing replications, sir. Okay, so you can read fn underscore db log. Using fn underscore db log, you can read the log file. And but that is not a easy, sir. That is not a easy. Your log file contains lots of information. It's very difficult to understand, but we'll discuss a lot in the coming sessions. Okay, if you wanted to verify when your last checkpoint is triggered, you can use this uh, kind of scripts to get when your last checkpoint is triggered. This is my last checkpoint is triggered. Time is 20230310 at 9:04. My last checkpoint is triggered. Okay, you can get sir that information when your last checkpoint is triggered with help of fn underscore db log. But but we never go and dig that much. But still, if someone is asking how you can know that when is your last checkpoint is triggered, you can use fn underscore db log function to read the when is my last checkpoint is triggered, and you can enable trace file call dbcc trace on okay 3504 comma hyphen 1. You can enable this trace file. It will also write whenever checkpoint is triggered, it will write in the SQL error log. But don't enable this, sir. Your error log will bump like anything. Okay, your error log will grow, sir. SQL error log will grow every time checkpoint is triggering. It will write in the error log. Your error log will grow like anything, sir. Okay, don't enable this one. Let it be. Okay, okay, not okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Eager writers are very simple concept. No one will ask, but we should know, sir, about eager writer. Sir, eager writer will help you whenever you are performing bulk operations. Like, assume, sir, you are inserting 10 billion records, you are updating 10 billion records, you are deleting 10 billion records. Whenever you are performing transactions, such huge transactions, what eager writer will do in the backend, right? See, eager writer is a process handle both page creation and page writing parallelly. So it is creating the page in the sense it is getting the page, writing the page, getting the page, writing the page, getting the page, writing the page parallelly. Parallelly, eager writer will help you, will improve the performance when you are performing bulk operations by creating the page, writing the page parallelly. Got you? That is what even Microsoft is also telling, sir. Eager writer write the process writing the data pages associated with the minimally logged operation. Very important. This term I will explain you in the bulk log recovery model. Hold until bulk log recovery models are very important. Minimally logged. Okay. So eager writer will help you lot when you are performing huge transactions by writing parallelly. Page creation, page writing parallelly.
Subbu,
Yes.
writing parallelly where in the uh, data cache or in the disk?
Disk. Disk.
Okay.
So data cache, that's what data cache only, right?
Uh,
Creating on the
Or
data
both
cache,
the place,
writing to
or
the
both
disk.
the place, both the
Yeah,
place,
both
both the
creating,
place
writing,
parallelly.
creating
Yeah,
parallelly.
okay,
Yes.
okay, okay.
Okay, sir. Till now we discussed a lot about clean paste, dirty paste, checkpoint, lazy writer, wall, eager writer. Last but not least, a very simple concept, sir. It won't take more time. Asset properties. Okay, let me complete this one. By seeing this image, you can understand bit easily. Okay. Any questions till now, sir? Before I go to the asset properties. Any questions?
Not from my side.
Okay. Asset properties. Very, very important, sir. A concept again. You are not doing anything here. Concept is very important. Everyone able to hear, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, sir, uh, asset properties. As a database administrator, like in the DBMS technology, every transaction need to satisfy asset properties. Not only for SQL, sir. It will be applicable for Oracle,
So,
MySQL.
sorry to interrupt you. Actually, how can SQL Server knows that okay, this is a bulk operation and we have
That's
to
what.
do
No, that's what, ma'am. I will come up with the differentiation that concept. What is that minimally logged? I
ach-
highlighted, right? I will come up in the
ach-
different concept. Yeah.
okay, then okay, do.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Uh,
You can continue.
yeah. When you are performing whatever transaction you are performing, every transaction need to satisfy asset properties. Every transaction need to satisfy asset properties. Not only in SQL, Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, MongoDB, everywhere, sir. All the database management system, every query, every transaction need to satisfy asset properties. Not only for SQL, this is applicable for all the database management systems. Okay. Now, firstly, what is A? A stands for atomicity. C stands for consistency. I stands for isolation. D stands for durability. So when you go for atomicity, sir, every transaction either fully committed or fully rolled back. What do you mean by that? Simple example, sir. Take your UPI payments. Take your ATMs. Sometimes when you go to the ATM machine and you try to withdraw the amount, you not received any amount, but your amount got detected from your account. Anyone face this issue? And you call to bank customer care. That bank customer care tell, no worries, sir. Within 4 to 5 days, your amount will be credited back to your account. Even for phone pay, Google Pay, all the UPA payments also same, sir. Nowadays we are facing this challenge. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Yes,
yes, Subbu.
that is atomicity, sir. Every transaction need to fully committed or fully roll back. That will be taken care by the atomicity. Means you need to receive 5,000 rupees, $5,000, 5,000 rupees, and that amount need to deduct from your bank. That is fully committed, sir. Otherwise, it is partially, so it will roll back, sir, after some time. It will take some time, but that will be taken care by the atomicity. Atomicity. Everyone clear? What is atomicity? Every transaction need to fully committed or fully roll back. Best example is ATM machine, sir. Best example is ATM machine. That's the reason I just made the images like this so that you can understand easily. Consistency. uh, it should not violate the behavior, sir. Behavior. Consistency means, so for example, if you wanted to open a account, sir, not so one second, come on here. Okay, for example, if you try to want to open a account, bank account, okay, they are going to charge minimum like 2,000 rupees, okay, 10,000 rupees, okay, 5,000 rupees minimum charge, minimum. uh, they need to maintain minimum. Okay, so they need to maintain minimum. So for example, you went to the nearest bank and you asked the accountant, okay, I need to open the uh, account in your bank, and he's asking, yeah, yeah, good, we are good, sir. You can provide your identity proof and everything, along with you need to provide minimum amount. And you are telling, no, I don't have any amount, but I need to open. No, it is violating the behavior, right? In that bank, the minimum balance is 2000, minimum balance is 10,000, minimum balance is 5,000. Without this minimum amount, you can't open the account, because without he providing this data, he can't create the account, sir. He can't create the account. So it is violating the behavior. So that is taken care by the consistency. Getting? Not getting?
In terms
Okay.
of transaction, how can we understand? मतलब,
A transaction only. So for example, uh, that's what, as of now it's very difficult to understand. That's what, when we discussing development session, I will tell you about integrity constraints. There is a check constraint, sir, ma'am. There is a check constraint. So you are
yes,
creating a
yes.
table. You are creating a table. On that table, there is a call salary. On that salary, check greater than or equal to 10,000 means every employee who is working on that organization, the minimum salary should be 10,000. 10,000 minimum salary. Assume you are creating one employee record. You are assume Poonam got opportunity on that project, on that company, and they are creating her employee record, and they are mentioning salary equal to 9,000. Will it allow? Will it allow?
No, no.
No, it is violating, because minimum is 10,000. Getting my point? That is taken care by the consistency.
Consistency. Yeah, got it, got it.
Got it?
Not deeply, but yes. Yeah,
We
got it.
don't want, again, it's a development, as a DBA, nothing to worry. It's a development task. But again, we should know about this concept, even you are a DBA. Okay? That's the reason. Very important interview question. 30 pace, important.
Yes.
Checkpoint, important. Yeah. Now, okay. Now, isolation level. Today, I'm just discussing isolation only for just 2 minutes. No worries. You can bring your Amrutanjan or Jendu mom. Will discuss a lot about isolation level in advanced level. Very, very boring concept. Very, very boring, sir. Okay. Very tricky concept, very boring concept. No worries as of now. Okay. Let me discuss only isolation level stands for independent. Every transaction is independent. Multiple users can access, multiple users can perform at a time. At a time. So take ATM machines, sir. Again, take ATM machines. So, for example, what I mean to say is, okay, in this database, I'm having multiple tables. I'm having multiple tables. Correct? Okay. Faisal is calling this table. Okay, Azhar is calling this table. Poonam is calling this table. Paul is calling this table. Rajani is calling this table. Okay. Multiple users can access the database. Multiple users can access the tables. Multiple users can perform anything, sir. Correct? Every transaction is independent. If I am performing this one, uh, no other users can allow? No, sir. That is not a right side. Isolation level is nothing but independent. Every transaction independent. Then what comes into the picture means assume, okay, uh, Rajini is performing a select statement. So this is, for example, C is performing certain operation in this table. Same time, Poonam wanted to perform certain transaction on the same table, same time. Paul is also wanted to perform certain operation on the same table, same time. Then the challenge will comes. Then the challenge will come, sir. Getting my point? Multiple users can access, multiple users can perform. That is nothing but isolation level. But when the challenge will comes, same time multiple users wants to access same object, then the challenge will come, sir. So that's what very important. Reads, isolation level, logs, blocks, deadlocks, spin locks, latches. There are lots, sir, again. Okay, no worries, you will go mad. Okay, we'll discuss lot in advanced level. Just as of now, just remember, isolation level is nothing but independent. Every transaction is independent. Multiple users can access the database. Multiple users can perform multiple transactions. Got you? As of now.
Yes, yes, got.
When the challenge will comes, when all the users wanted to access the same object at same time, then gone. Then DBA will come into the picture. Hey DBA, what's happening? I'm not able to. Paul is telling I'm not able to. Poonam is telling I'm not able to. Rajni is telling I'm not able to. Then what you will do, sir, as a DBA? I am also nothing. Okay. Then the challenge will comes. Okay, let it be troubleshoot in different way. Okay, that is nothing uh, isolation level. Okay. Finally, durability, sir. Durability. We already discussed, right? Protect
Yes, yes.
protect the system failure means whatever the changes you are performing, make sure that all the changes need to parallelly harden into the log file. Durability. Okay, we completed base concept. Till now we completed about database, files, internal concepts. Okay, next session we are installing the SQL server. Then we'll go for practical, theoretical from next week onwards. Questions, no questions. Everyone is comfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, that's
Yeah,
it
okay.
for today. Uh, Next session will be on Monday. Monday, sir. Okay. No session for this weekend.
Okay, okay.
We'll back on Monday. Monday we are going to perform the SQL installation. Everyone be ready. We'll install the SQL servers.
Subhu, actually now I have a interview yesterday.
Okay.
So in that interview, he is asking that ki there is a two nodes. You have to do the patching, and you are doing the patching on secondary node, and primary got down. So what will matlab what happen then? What you
Nothing will
will
happen.
do?
Nothing will do. Why? I am already having the downtime, right? Why it will fail or whatever happen? Nothing. I already am having downtime. When I'm applying patches, I'm already having downtime right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Matlab, if I'm doing the patching, secondary already down, and the primary will down, then what we can do? But there's only two nodes, so what we can do? Same
Correct.
thing I
Actually, see how we need to convince to the interviewer. So, for example, if same sort of question they will ask me, okay, basically before we go on start applying the patches, we'll make sure that we need to take proper downtime. First thing, for safe side, we are applying the patch on the passive node. Later, we'll apply on the n- node one, node two, node one.
yeah,
Okay.
right, right,
If our time is
right.
bad today, assume whenever you woke up you will pray god, right? Make sure that everything is go very smoothly, but our time is too worst. Both node went down. What you will do, what I will do? Nothing, right? You need to bring
Nothing.
nothing.
Yes.
Nothing.
And after
what
taking
what
the
no
coaching
one can do
part,
anything, ma'am, because suddenly if something happened, no one can do anything. I can give you one example. I'm on the second shift actually. We are maintaining two data centers. One is in Houston, one is in Dallas. Suddenly, multiple users are pinging to our entire team, not to me, pinging to entire our team. What's happening? What's happening? Then we also get shocked. What's happening suddenly? Then we verified we are not able to connect. We're not able to connect because entire Houston network is down. What you will do? Your network is down. What DBA people will do, sir?
yes,
So
the
we
same
we
thing
immediately
happened.
we immediate yeah, yes.
You can continue. Continue. Actually, same thing we have happen us with same thing happen. Actually, in storage was down that time. Actually, we are just configure the alerts. If any server goes down, so we get the alerts. Okay, so we got the alerts, and in that alerts we get the text file. So in that text file, there is 100 servers on got down, that is a non-prod servers. So that got down, and then we raised the incident with the Windows team, I mean Wintel team. So matlab everyone got P11 raised, and everyone called like Robert and my manager, everyone. And then after why it got went shut down. So that was the storage. So what can we do? Matlab everything is, we got the multiple mails. We are not able to log in. We are not able to log in. Server is not connecting. We just check that. After checking that, we find out that there is a storage issue. So we have to install all the things. We prepare the servers, VM, and we have to prepare the VM, and then installing the servers. We did them all for all server, because storage didn't come up. They are not able to. Uh, they are not able to find.
No, that's the reason. That's the reason we will take proper downtime, sir. We no we. That's the reason. See, even last week also
What
we
happened?
updated one patch. Everyone able to hear?
Hello.
Hello. Everyone able to hear? No. Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Why, sir?
yes, I can hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
We also get the storage issue. There is some network issue, can storage issue, so we can't do anything. So
No one
same
can
issue
do
we
anything.
also.
I
Yeah,
also
right.
faced, ma'am, on at 3 o'clock midnight, early morning 3 o'clock. It's very critical server for us. Very very critical. Almost it's the database size is almost 8 terabytes, and it Tableau server. It's a Tableau connectivity. We don't
Okay,
know
okay.
anything. Suddenly, application ping me. I'm on the night shift. Suddenly, he ping me and ask, "Hey, can you jump into the SWAT call?" Hey, arey yaar, what's happened? And then I went to the SWAT call. I came to know something happened. W- Application team created a request to the storage team to increase the disk size. Unfortunately, the storage team deleted the disk. That is
Oh,
very very strange. And
yeah.
literally, we got shocked, and the database size is very huge, and the backups are not available in the locally. Backups are available remotely, and
Yes,
whatever
yes.
we
Because
are
we
telling,
can't
what
take
we
backup
can do,
locally, so that's
what I can do, because we need to bring first SQL. SQL is down completely. No more disk. SQL
yeah,
is down, and there is no disk
yeah.
level snapshot. Only SAN level snapshot, that is from Commvault. No, yeah, I know. Almost
Okay, and
8 hours, 9 hours we taken to bring back the server to online. And I stay for
yeah, it will.
almost 18 hours. I stayed in the office, and my manager told, "Why you stayed?" That is second shock. That is second. I stayed for 18 hours and I bring everything back to online, and he told why.
Why? Well, he
That is
had
very
to appreciate you, but still he asking.
yeah. I
Okay.
if I
Okay,
hand
yeah,
over to
yes,
any one of yeah.
Actually, I gave the interview yesterday, na. So he just taking the interview 45 minutes, and I reply everything. Well, after 45, he just told me that we are looking for the Azure SQL DBA. So I thought that why you are taking the, well, mostly he's asking SQL DBA. It was scheduled for the SQL DBA only. And after taking the 45 minutes interview, and then after that he asked me that we are looking for the Azure SQL DB also. So I thought, okay, no, I don't know.
Chris,
I don't know I will select or not, but yes, I
but
don't think I will select.
it is a good
No,
for
Mark.
you.
Well,
No, no, no. She don't
but
know actually currently. She don't know, Paul.
yeah,
Oh,
Maybe
no, no,
learning.
no. What I am
no,
saying is, the interview, she might
Oh
have
yeah, yeah. Yes, fine. Yes.
45 minutes, the questions. So it is encouraging for to learn a lot of things, maybe.
Yes, everyone. That's what my main intention also. You should attend the interviews. Okay,
Yes,
then you
yes.
will get
Yeah,
multiple
I
questions.
have
If
attended 4 and 5 interview in the 10 weeks, and most of the time, someone saying that we are need the. matlab, I have actually they 80% ask me always on question, and I know the always on, but he's deeply asking what is the redo, what is the performing the redo things, and I just roughly do know that. So he just taking the 45 and 1 hour. Two matlab candidates are there, and they are asking matlab only always on. She is saying that in our environment, they 80% is always on. I got matlab, I thought that ki, hey please matlab, I will not able to give the interview. Matlab, I thought that ki when they will disconnect. Matlab, every matlab, just always on. After that
no,
day, I just replied. Matlab, most of the thing I replied, but yes, I don't have a much experience in always on. So they are not satisfied with me because I don't know much. They are just
no
I
problem.
just over you and just,
Yeah, you are attending interviews and you are at least handling for 30 minutes, 40 minutes means you are
Yeah.
too good
yeah,
for.
mostly. So I've Soperia and today yesterday was the info game. I
Oh,
don't check that ki what is the company name. Just I give the interview so that ki I my communication skill will be improve and also my fear will be improve. Because of that, I'm giving the interview if I got the call.
I will also encourage most of the people who are in the call. See, every 6 months you need to go into the market. I am not telling every 6 months you need to switch the job. Go into the market and see where market is, where you are standing. That is also one of the
Yes, right.
best thing you need.
Because I want to change the job, but I don't know everything because I don't know because of that I join your class. But still, I giving the interview because I will know that ki what they asking. That's why I can prepare. So for next interview. So because of that, I'm giving the interview.
Yeah, that's too good actually. No, I will add a couple of people who are in the interview who are looking for interview on this batch itself. Okay, so that we'll
I
make
really
so
need a.
interactive session. Yeah, just make all
Yeah,
your
okay, okay.
questions. Will clarify. No worries. I'm here to help you. Sir, technical terms you can get it
Yes,
anywhere. Like if you go and search in Google what is checkpoint, you will get lot of blocks. To understand the
yes,
term is
that's
very
the thing.
important.
Yeah, right. Okay, so thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you. See you on Monday. Back on Monday. Thank
Okay,
you.
bye. Bye.
Subbu,
Oh,
hello.